Joining us here on a Wednesday morning. I know it's a little strange for us to be together here on a Wednesday morning. There's no football game, there's no basketball game, but there is a very significant thing that's going to take place. It's early National Signing Day. This gives football athletes an opportunity to sign their letter of intent to their respective schools and early enroll as well. This is something that has transpired over the last few years. They've added this early signing day to allow students who want to graduate early from high school and enroll early into college get ready for spring football in their respective programs. So I'm Paul Tipton, along with Gary Paris. Happy holidays, everybody. GPs, it's good to be with you, and we got a very special moment here. 4 young men today, their lives are going to change dramatically with the signing of their letters.
Absolutely, Paul. And you said it best there. It's such an enthusiastic time for these young men. It is called the early signing, but now it's become the signing.
Right.
Then there's a late signing that comes in February. Most all your kids and most of the coaches are recruiting to get them committed now to the program. They don't want to lose them between now and in February. So that part of that early signing is to get the kids into school, like you said. Many kids are graduating now because dual enrollment in high school allows them to be ahead of the curve and they can get into college. And I'll tell you what a benefit that is.
Yeah.
Because you get in there, you get into the classrooms. It's a great time to be a student because you can study. They got tutors for everybody. They got you've got a chance to lift weights. You got a chance to get into the whole program and learn and get to know your coaches. So you get a jump on a lot of kids that come in the summer than you will because you've had spring practice.
And as you can hear, Coach Jankowski is about to get started here momentarily with some announcements and then get everybody settled in a little bit here. And Gary, before Coach Jay takes the podium here, things have changed since the time that you signed your letter of intent to what's happening now. There's so many different factors now for these young men that they have to look at before they decide on what school they're going to go to.
It is. I mean, when back when I signed, the enthusiasm was that you only had a few schools and you stayed more geographically located in your areas and your regions and all of that nature. And a lot of the big schools like Nebraska could come to Florida and recruit. I got offered by Notre Dame. I had offers from Auburn. I had from other schools in the Southeast Conference, and I didn't. And I was really committed verbally to Florida. But at the end, I ended up going to Florida State because I felt like it was the program that best suited me. These guys have been recruited by several colleges, and they get a chance to meet these colleges. They get visitations. And today, when they go out there, now it's a chance you get to see the facilities. You get to know the coaches a little better. They text you now. We didn't have text. We didn't have cell phones.
You barely had TV.
Yeah, right. But they stay in touch with these kids throughout the year.
Yeah.
And as soon as their game is over with on Friday, it's really funny. Saturday morning, coaches will be on that phone texting the kid and or calling the kid when they're allowed to do that and talking to them and trying to keep that commitment alive.
It's always an interesting time, and like we said, Gary, it's so many different factors now go into your decision-making process. It used to be, it's like, okay, the school, you talked about geographically speaking, is it close to home? How far away from home is it? Do I want to travel that far? Can mom and dad come see me and play, when I play? All those went into the consideration, several years ago. Now it's turned into, okay, does the system work best for me? Does the coach work best for me? Does the NIL situation work well for me? What's the transfer portal situation if I want to go?
That's it. You hit the nail right on the head right there. The transfer portal expanded the whole game of college football in the sense that I'm not happy because I'm not getting any play time. I'm going to go get in the portal, and then I'm going to end up signing with somebody that wants me a second chance.
Right.
And then in the way it is today, you can transfer almost every year out of the portal, go to another school if you're not happy. I had no problem with the portal, and the original thought was that you got one move. that one move allowed you, if you lost your head coach, let's say you signed me and I really wanted to play for you, then all of a sudden a year later you get this big contract and you move. Well, I can't move with you unless I have to sit out a year and lose a year of eligibility.
Right.
But when they brought the portal in, it was so a kid could make one move. You know, you're allowed to make one move at that time. And I like that. I thought that was fair. But now they got it where you can transfer every year. I don't like that.
Yeah.
And then they got what they call NIL. That's that name, image, and licensing.
Likeness.
Likeness, rather, excuse me. And so that you can get paid to play college football.
Right.
And it's amazing what they've gone through all through this. And the NCAA said, hey, look, we don't have enough people to manage that. You guys are going to have to take it on yourself. You're going to have to police yourself. And you guys are going to have to protest if you don't like it.
Yeah.
And then maybe we'll come back in and try to fix it after you guys get enough complaints on it. And that's the problem right now, though. The school that has the most money is going to go out and get the big kids and the big names. And unfortunately, it's there. And it won't be long before we might see it in high school.
Well, and that we've had some talks about that, and hopefully for the state of Florida, that is not the case right now, and we hope it stays that way, because I think that just opens up a whole can of worms if kids in high school are getting paid to play, but more or less, how does a coach ever handle that? Here's Coach Jankowski.
Okay, guys, we're going to very quickly here get started. If you guys would all, ladies and gentlemen, come on in and have a seat. We're under a little bit of a time crunch here with obviously still being in school, and the Performing Arts Center has some things going on in here this afternoon. So want to try to stick to the schedule and get everybody in and seated, and we'll get started here just in a few seconds. So thank you again for being here, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right. So, Gary, you talked about the transfer portal. Man, what a difference that has. The dynamic there for college football has changed so much with the transfer portal. I mean, I just read this morning where one guy, it's his fourth school in 4 years that he's transferring to, his quarterback position. And, that's the case now. It's, if I don't like my situation, then, I can just move on to another school and find something else. But sometimes the grass is not always greener on the other side.
Paul, I read a stat that, again, the sources were, I thought were credible. They had the credibility that of the 3,000 kids that went into the portal last year, not this year, numbers haven't finally have come in yet, but those who went into it, 52% of those that came into it came back.
All right, I think we're ready.
I think we're going to get started here.
I think everybody knows why we're here today. My name is Lenny Jankowski. I'm the football coach, athletic director here, and today is National Signing Day for football. And as many of you, I think, know and recognize and realize, it's football National Signing Day has almost turned into a national holiday. And so we've got 4 guys up here that we're going to recognize and talk about here very quickly. Again, I just want to take a special moment to thank you guys all for being here. I know we've got faculty, we've got staff, we've got teachers, guidance counselors, former coaches, current coaches, former teammates, current teammates, alumni, family, friends, everybody in between. So, again, I think, when you do something like this, you really recognize how many people that get involved in our guys' lives that make a difference. And so, again, I just want to give a blanket thank you to everybody that's played a special part in these guys' lives, and give everybody a round of applause for being here and for these guys up here. All right, so what we're all here for is to talk about these guys a little bit. I'll give you a little background on how this National Signing Day thing has evolved. We now have 2 National Signing Days. Today is the first one, here December 21st, 2022, for the class of 2023. These guys are all a part of. These are all seniors up here, and just a few years ago, there was one signing day, and that signing day still exists. That's the first Wednesday in February. So as excited as we are for these four guys, and we'll get to talk about them at length here in a minute, there should still be some additional guys that will sign, and we work as hard as anybody. You know, I know there's a lot of high school coaches that do a lot of things for their guys, but you know, our staff, I think we do as much as anybody to help get these guys where they can be and maximize their potential and get them an opportunity to pursue all their, you know, their lifelong goals and dreams. So we're really excited about these guys. So, like I said, today is the first day. We'll have there's about a 72-hour window that guys of their abilities will have an opportunity to sign, and then that signing period ends. And the next signing day will be in February, and guys will have an opportunity to do that again. Just in the last several years, this has become, and I think it speaks volumes to their abilities, you know, on and off the field, because now we have a few other obstacles to deal with as high school coaches and as high school athletes. And some of you that follow it probably know and understand about the transfer portal, and that college athletes now have an opportunity to transfer once they're there, and what that has done to high school recruiting is it's limited opportunity for our guys. And so it makes me very proud to have four guys up here on stage, because it means a lot for their, you know, all of what they've put in. So again, and there's a lot of people that have had a part in their success. So without any further ado, I'm going to go down the gauntlet here and introduce these guys, tell you a little bit about them, and then I do want to put everybody at ease. At the end of this little ceremony that we have here, you'll have plenty of opportunity to take family pictures, personal pictures, whatever you want. We'll leave the backdrop up, the balloons, all those kinds of things. I know I do want to take special notice to all the different local media and extended media that we have here, and we've got a couple different live streams going. So again, thank you guys for coming out and being part of our special day. All right, so what we have here first in order, we've got them alphabetized, okay? It's not in any kind of certain order about, you know, best looking to worst looking, or, you know, toughest to weakest, anything like that. We just got them in alphabetical order by their last name. And the first guy we have up here is Kesney Brown, so give it up for Kes. So how recruiting works, recruiting is all over the place, and it's up and down and sideways and everywhere in between. And I've shared this story a couple times this week with Kes. Kes has been a leader in our program for 4 years. He's been a 3-year starter. Each one of these guys has their own unique story, and I think the one common thread that they have with them all is they're great teammates. They're very unselfish players, and football is the ultimate team sport. So you have to have, in addition to having, you know, great individual abilities, you have to be able to obviously come together and play as a team. And I think that's what sets us apart from a lot of places, is that, you know, the standard is very high. Coming into this season, we had 2 returning starters on offense. We had 4 returning starters on defense. As most of you know, we finished 11-2, won the district, and were regional finals and part of the Elite Eight and all those kinds of things. So these guys put all that together. They show their leadership, and Kes has been a leader in our program, has been a 3-year starter. His career started as an offensive lineman, had a couple injuries that set that back, and he missed some game time, came back as a D lineman last year, got his feet wet a little bit, and then this year just dominated on the defensive front and really set the tone for us. Number 50 made a ton of plays. Those of you I know have been to games and have watched games. He just is a leader on and off the field and does it up for us. So this whole recruiting, as it's happened, he had an opportunity to take his official visit this weekend to Long Island University. All 4 of these guys are signing Division I scholarships. And as I mentioned to their parents this morning, none of their parents, but I had another parent ask me what that means in football, and what that means in football, and this isn't a knock to anything else, but in the sport of football, what that means is their parents have just hit the lottery. They all got the winning lottery ticket with the what they're going to get in a 100% scholarship and all the different NIL deals and things that are happening in college football right now that we don't have time to get into. These guys have not just set themselves up for the next 4 to 5 years, but as we like to say, they've set themselves up for the next 40 years. And so, again, Kez had an opportunity to take his official visit this past weekend. He and his parents to Long Island University in New York. They've been after him. They've loved him through the whole recruiting process. He just said, he called me from there and said, it's where he needs to be, and it's about fit. And, when there's a good fit, when a college staff loves you and you love them, I don't think there's anything better. We've started a pipeline there. I know he's here in the audience. We've got our quarterback that graduated last year, Maurice Smith, that is up there on scholarship as well. And so the pipeline from Vero continues, and we've got Kesney Brown, who will be signing with Long Island University. All right, next in order, we've got linebacker Keyshawn Campbell. So Keyshawn wore number 3, and you guys saw him making crazy plays all over the defensive side of the ball this year. Our defense played outstanding all season long. Keyshawn was a leader again on and off the field, provided us with a lot of energy, made some crazy plays. He's a great athlete. This summer I had the opportunity, I was talking through the recruiting process in conversation with the Troy coaches, and they're like, Coach, well, we're not going to be able to offer unless we get him and see him here in person. So Keyshawn and I got in the car. We drove up there, and I knew that when they got to see him in person, they'd even be more impressed because he has that kind of vibe that he sets off. And so we went up there, and it wasn't too much longer. We were there probably for about an hour or so. He had an opportunity to meet with the coaches, sit in some meetings. And before we left, they had offered him a scholarship. I think we committed on the way home, and they've stuck strong throughout the whole process. They're coming off a 12-win season. Those of you who follow college football probably recognize that they've won a bowl game and have had one of their best seasons in school history, and they've got Keyshawn to be a big part of that. In addition to that, we've got a big academic piece I want to mention for these next 3 guys. These next 3 guys in order will all be graduating early and starting their college careers in January, so also a big part. So Keyshawn Campbell, number 3, linebacker, Troy University. All right, next to Keyshawn, we've got our big tight end, 6'6", Nate Gwynn. Wave, Nate. Again, as I've told you, all these guys have their own unique story. Nate started as a defensive player. Kez started as an offensive player. Nate started as a defensive player. Tail end of last season, moved him over to the offensive side of the ball. This season, he concentrated and focused on the offensive side strictly, playing tight end. Those of you who have watched us play offense know and recognize that we haven't used the tight end as much as we did this year. Nate had the versatility to play, as an attached tight end, flex out. He has, the size, the speed, the athleticism to do a lot of things at the next level. His ceiling is untapped. He's got a huge upside, and we're really excited about watching Nate's future. And he is signing with the University of Illinois in the Big Ten. Again, you talk about all these programs on the up and up. We talked about Long Island, talked about Troy, having a 12-win season. Illinois is in a bowl game over in Tampa. I think January 2nd is their bowl game. And head coach Brett Bielema has done a great job there in his 2 seasons, and Nate's going to, have a big part of that, moving forward. So, again, congratulations to Nate. All right, then at the end of the table, we've got our record-breaking receiver, Vandravius Jacobs. So as I mentioned, Dre's a record-breaking receiver. He now holds the record for the most career receptions in Vero Beach High School history. Also has the record for the most receptions in one game. He had 15 receptions in a game this year. That's also a new school record. And as we talked about with all these guys, recruiting is about a fit, and all these guys have a different kind of story. And I'll tell you a quick version that I've told to a couple of the college coaches this year. When Dre got to Vero his 10th grade year, and I met he and his mom and his grandmother on the same day, and I think I told him something to the effect of, we have a program here and we do it a certain way, and I've got enough confidence in how our coaches do things that we're going to win as many games with or without you, kind of, that kind of theme. And he was very respectful, not just to me, but his mom and his grandmother, and made a huge impression on me. And it was the off season. We went out there and we did a few 7-on-7 from some informal practices kind of thing. And I wanted to take my comment back about, we were going to win as many games with or without you, because I saw him play, and I thought maybe we would win a few more if he was with us. So. But anyway, Dre went on to have two great seasons. That summer, I brought him in. I asked him what his goal was, and he said his ultimate goal would be to play football at Florida State. And so after having the time that he had, and I told him we'd get him up there in the summer, and went up there and played in a 7-on-7 tournament. And Dre did his thing. You guys have all watched him play, and everybody was very impressed there, and they've continued to recruit him for 2 years. It's been an awesome deal. Coach Norvell did a home visit with him the other day, and said that of all the guys that he's recruited, to have the opportunity to recruit him for 2 years, know everything about him, has been a pretty neat deal. So really excited about Dre and his future. Again, Keyshawn, Nate, and Dre are all going to start in January. Really excited about the academic piece there, and also their athletic career. So without any further ado, that's Vandravius Jacobs. He'll be signing with Florida State University. All right, so right now you guys know how it goes, because I'm sure you're on social media and all that. So this ceremony is for recognition and notoriety, and to give all these guys the due that they deserve. The paperwork, as their coaches wanted. I was getting calls from all their coaches last night, making sure that it was turned in at 7:01 this morning. So we're going to do a signing right now for everybody, and for photo ops and everything. They're all going to do it at once. So we'll do the 1, 2, 3 sign thing, and they'll practice their signature for one more time. All right, guys. So if you guys get your cameras out, it's a good time. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Sign away. All right. Okay, again, I just, in closing for me, and I'll be quiet here, and then you guys can take over with I know we've got interviews and pictures and all that has to happen. But again, there are a lot of people to thank. Obviously, to have these 3 guys graduate early, that doesn't just happen. We've got graduation coaches and guidance counselors and teachers that have all done their part to work with them, and of course, them doing their work. I don't want to call out any individual attention, but some of them have done more schoolwork this semester than maybe their first 11 years, all together. But that being said, we're really excited about that. Thank you to all that happening. Obviously, the administration, the faculty, the fans, the families. You guys are all important to me, and I know special to these guys. So congrats again to these guys, and thank you guys for being here.
Well, there you have it.
If you guys want to come up and take some pictures, it's all you.
National Signing Day. 4 players signing their letter of intent for Division I schools. Long Island University, Troy, Illinois, and Florida State, all being represented here through the course of today's signing here at Vero Beach High School, Gary. And, as you look at these young men and the things that's going to happen for them now, is it's a pretty significant change for them as they get ready to move on and go to a new campus.
Yeah, and it's the next segment of their life. It's part of growing up. It's part of leaving your friendly environments of home, Paul, and then going off and being a part of another fraternity of people. And again, football. It's a football fraternity, and you really, it's all part of your life that you adjust to, you get accustomed to. And sometimes guys have got to learn how to do it a little bit. These guys going early will get a chance to be up there. They'll get a chance to get, be a part of the training program and a part of the we got.
Don't worry about the people coming in front of us.
Don't worry about the fans walking in front. Yeah. And I can get Ronnie Self up here to hold them back and keep them from walking in front of the.
It's fine. This is what it's all about. It's about these young men and what they're doing here today. And in fact, it probably makes us look better if people are standing in front of the camera.
Okay. Yeah, that makes us. Yeah. But again, getting back to it, it's a special time in their life. And again, they're moving ahead. And as Lenny said, this may impact them for the next 40 years of their life.
Yeah.
Getting that college education and being able to move forward with their life. Not everybody's going to play in the NFL.
Right.
They get up there. So the most important thing is they're getting a free education. That's
Absolutely.
what I like about it. All four of these guys are on full scholarship.
Yeah.
And that means meals, room, books, all that, and the little extras they get and everything like that. So it's a great opportunity. I couldn't be more happy for them. I know what the only way I could ever have gotten to college was through football.
Well, I was just going to ask you, Gary. I mean, you went through the process. I mean, although it's a whole different landscape now, but it's still the process is the process.
Yes.
You had to come down to a decision. How did you ultimately come down to the decision of picking Florida State?
It's really all the schools out. I think at one time I had like 32 or 33 schools of different schools, and it boiled really down to me was the fact that you were what best fit me.
Mm-hmm.
I had committed to the University of Florida when I was a sophomore, and because I had a great sophomore year, and Ronnie's doing a great job trying to corral people.
It's all good.
Yeah,
it's all good.
It is.
So you had 32, 33 schools.
Yeah, and so what I did was I settled down and looked at the programs. We were recruited by both schools heavy, and I settled down between Florida State, and I had I really loved Georgia Tech, and I loved Vanderbilt when I went up there. But academically, I didn't know that I would be disciplined enough to fit the academic standards that those Georgia Tech and Vanderbilt required. So I was honest with myself, and that's the first thing you have to be, honest with yourself. After evaluating the programs, I looked at Florida State. I had a vision of wanting to play and catch the ball. Mm-hmm. And as a tight end, Florida State threw the ball to the tight end more.
Well, there you go.
And that was the and as it paid out for me, my senior year, I had 51 receptions, and it was the best one for me.
So basically what you're saying is the more things change, the more they stay the same, because you were looking at a system and you saw that the system fit you. And that's a lot of what these guys are looking at right now is, this is a system that fits me best.
Yes.
So like, for instance, like Nate Gwynn, he's going to University of Illinois. Brett Billman is known for building offensive linemen and tight ends.
And they rely on their tight end and a big weapon up there. Mm-hmm. While they're catching the ball or blocking. Blocking's a big part. And that's one thing I talked to Nate about is tell him that that you would have to be required to block. I mean, you're really you haven't done a lot of that because you were defensive side, playing on offense, and that you would you would have to learn how to do that.
Yeah.
And trust me, in college, they're going to teach you how to lift weights.
Mm-hmm.
They'll properly put 20 pounds on you. He needs to be around 240, and so I really felt like this is a good fix for him. Big Ten relies on the tight end.
They do, and they require him to block quite a bit. So he's got his challenges set for him. So we talked about Kesney Brown. Kesney Brown's going to Long Island University, and I personally don't know a lot about Long Island University other than the fact that we knew that our quarterback from last year, Maurice Smith, went there. And, that's going to be interesting, Gary, as he's going to have a teammate from Vero Beach that's already there at Long Island.
Maurice Smith is going there. Hey, Ronnie's doing a good job. We're trying to.
It's okay.
Yeah, we're okay with that if they go across there. They're all going to see that they're our wide receiver, Dre.
Yeah, they're all trying to get pictures and stuff, and it's a special moment, so I understand that. But Long Island University.
Yes, and again, it's a smaller Division I school, but Maurice is there, and also he's going up there. That's a good fit for him. Mm-hmm. That's a good mix because they are a smaller Division I. It's not like you're getting lost in the big schools.
Right.
It is a opportunity for him to go develop his skills. They're up and becoming college now, and I think it's a good fit for him. Having Maurice there and having him there, he will blend better in a smaller Division I school.
I tell you what's interesting about that, Gary, the fact that he took his college visit just, a week ago.
Yeah.
So he got a chance to see what the cold weather situation is like up there at Long Island, and he still chose to go there.
Yeah, beautiful. He's there, went there at the right time. I'm going to try to get us to get Dre over here and see if we can't get him on the interview. He's getting a lot of pictures.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of pictures. We'll get to these guys here in just a little bit here. But so you got Kez going to Long Island. You got Keyshawn going to Troy.
Troy's a great fit for him. They love. He is going to develop. He's so fast, so quick, so strong. He has a football IQ that's unbelievable, and he's going to do well. He'll do well. I mean, he'll fit into that system well. Eventually, he'll start out playing special teams, most likely. Mm-hmm. Get on some special teams, get that name recognition, get an opportunity, and we will fit right on in.
Yeah.
And the next guy to just set down, I don't think he's going to have a problem adjusting to any position they play him. And, to me, I tell you what, I was impressed, Paul, and we would like to welcome Vondravius Jacobs.
How y'all doing?
Dre, it's good to have you, man.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Are you glad that part's over?
Yes, sir. I'm glad. I'm ready to get to work now.
How much of a relief is it now? I mean, you've known for a while that Florida State's where you wanted to go, but
yes,
until you sign it, it's not official. So two things can happen. One, you could change your mind.
Yes,
two, the school could change their mind.
Yes, sir.
That can happen too.
Yes, sir.
So now to have that done, how much of a relief is that for you?
It's a relief. Just a lot of weight off my back. That's it. But I'm just ready to get to work now.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So Coach came, paid a visit. What was that like?
It was great. Anytime I get to see Coach Norvell, it's a great experience. Just his presence, his energy that he brings. I can tell he got a love for the game, and I can't wait to get out there and just work with him.
Now, I know you're doing like what we do. And we're watching, Bleacher Report, getting all our feeds, and we're seeing all the different signings and transfers and everything that's going on. Now, you've seen they've signed a couple different receivers. What's that say for you?
I know when I get there on the field and I show what I can do, that's the only thing I can do is just show what I can do. And if they like it, I'm going to get some playing time. If they don't, it's just time to work harder. I'm not where I want to be at where I thought I was at. And I know it's time to work harder.
Let me ask you this question, Greg. As much as I was impressed with your receiving talents this year, your ability to jump, ability to stretch the field, and your ability to make things happen, I was also doubly impressed with your ability to cover.
Yes, sir.
I mean, you literally, something you didn't, you get a little bit of practice, during the week as a defensive back. But in that game against Osceola and some of the others we played during the playoffs, you actually took on the best wide receiver they had, and you denied him. I was like, wow, this young man can play two positions at Florida State.
Yes, sir.
Did they ever say anything to you about defensive back?
A little bit, yes, sir, a little bit. But I'm a receiver.
Well,
but,
I know that. Your heart's there.
I'm a receiver, but, I'm wherever the best opportunity for me to get on the field. If they need me to play defensive back, that's what I'll do. It is what it is. I'm just trying to make the team better.
Dre, you had a phenomenal season this year. I think you somewhere like 1,516 yards or something like that. What was it? Something like 25 touchdowns?
Yes, sir. Something like that.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And then what was it? 90 or right at 100?
Yes,
I think,
sir. 100
receptions,
catches,
right?
yes, sir,
yeah, on the season.
Yes,
so
sir.
pretty good season.
Yes, sir.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, you missed being the leading receiver in yardage in the state by 6 yards.
Yes, sir. 6 yards. Yes, sir. 6 yards.
Not bad, my friend.
Yes, sir.
Not bad at all.
Yes, sir.
So when you talk to the coaches, in particular your position coach at Florida State, what are they telling you? Are they thinking wide out? They're taking slot, or what are they talking?
They're really saying I'm going to be all over the field.
Mm-hmm.
Wide out, slot. They can move me anywhere on the field, just to get the best matchups, mismatch or whatever. So it's probably both. Just be ready to play both. That's it.
Well, you're going to get a chance to go up there early.
Yes, sir.
So you're going to get a chance to get into the weightlifting program, and that'll make you so much stronger.
Yes, sir.
And they'll put a little weight on you, and will make you more of a physical type of receiver out there because, as you know, in a lot of press coverage, a lot of things they do with in the college level,
yes, sir,
these cornerbacks and safeties are very strong.
Yes, sir.
And they come up and they do a lot of jamming. You've got to be able to break that. And you're getting ready to get an education. So far, your talent has been what God has given you.
Sir.
Now they're going to add knowledge, more knowledge, the IQ of the game. Your IQ will rise. Your weight will rise. Your strength will rise.
Sir.
To me, you've got unlimited talent.
Yes,
you're
sir.
one of the best wide receivers I've ever seen.
Thank you.
Where you could jump and all. DeMarcus Harris had tremendous speed, and he could catch. But to me, you've got a lot of skill set that a lot of guys just don't have.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And you're going to my old school. You're going to love it up there.
Yes, sir,
I love
it.
Tallahassee. The people are great. It's a different part of the world than you. It's not anything like we are down here
yes, sir.
in South Florida. So as a Seminole, and you're never a former, you're always a Seminole.
Yes, sir.
And I want to wish you the best. I think you are going to be an exciting. We're going to be seeing you on Saturdays. Well, today it's Thursday, Friday, Saturdays.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, who knows, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So when do you report?
January 6th through the 9th is one of those. It got to be one of those through those, timelines. January 6th through the 9th.
Okay.
So we'll get up there. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I'm so excited for you, my friend.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
That's going to be great.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations. God bless you. Wish you the best,
yes,
my
sir.
friend.
Thank you.
All right, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Take care.
You too.
Look forward to seeing you out there.
Yes, sir.
All right, that's Vondravius Jacobs moving on to Florida State with his letter now signed, and it's official. He's going to be moving on, and nobody's happier than the guy sitting to my right here that he's going to Florida State.
Well, I'm excited for Florida State fans. I'm part of a circle of guys that we stay in touch with each other, and I text out. I said to them, guys, you're getting a phenomenal athlete. I mean, I'm talking about a guy that goes out on that field. He literally thinks nobody's going to stop him. He literally thinks he can be the best, and he's going to be the best. And that's I love that attitude. I love the approach of the game about that with him.
You know, it was funny. I was talking to somebody not too long ago, and we were talking about him, and we were talking about a game where he actually dropped a ball, and it was a surprise. And I said, isn't that something? That it's a surprise when he drops the ball? I mean, really. That's how well he catches the ball.
He does. And I'm going to tell you, he's given us a lot of thrills over the last couple of years.
He has.
But again, I'm telling you, the thing that impressed me more than anything, I told you, you and I talked about it, his ability to play defense, how he shut down the number one receiver on the other team.
Well, this could be one of these debate shows, but I'm going to go on record as I think maybe his best catch of the year, maybe his career, was the interception that he made over that kid on the sideline.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness, that was something. So we got another D1 that's going to the University of Illinois, Nate Gwynn. And Nate, we've been talking about this all season long. You were able to go up to Illinois, go to a camp. They liked you. They offered you on the spot. That was pretty exciting.
Yes, sir.
Talk about the relief factor now that it's official, because you never know. I mean, you could have changed your mind. They could change their mind. But now that it's signed, it's official, you're going to Illinois.
Yes, sir. It feels good. I knew that's where the place I wanted to be, so it feels good. It's a big stress reliever, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
I didn't have the best senior season, so I think it's good that I get up there and have the relief of knowing that they still want me. And I can work hard and get up there. And
you say you didn't have a great senior season. Listen, your expectations was you went from a defensive end to a tight end.
Yeah.
Just because it had the word end on it didn't mean it was going to be the same. Yeah. There's a big difference between a defensive end and a tight end. You're in the process of learning. They know that there's so much, your upside of you is so positive. You're 6'6", you run a 4.56 40, and that's phenomenal for a tight end. They're going to put 20 pounds on you. They're going to make you lift. You'll get stronger. They're going to teach you football skills that you've never seen and never been, because coaches up there individually, you've got a tight end coach that's a veteran tight end coach. And again, in the Big Ten, tight end is a weapon. And I'm going to tell you, you go out and look how many Iowa tight ends have been in the NFL right now.
True.
And you look at the other schools, the Michigans and all the tight ends that have played NFL. If that's your vision and your dream, then you're going to a good team. You're going with a good coach. He develops linemen. He likes to put linemen in his program. Mm-hmm. He likes to work them. And he considers a tight end a part-time lineman. You know what I mean? But you're also a part-time receiver.
Yeah.
And so I think you've got a great opportunity. I think you've got the right attitude. You're willing to work hard. And you're willing to learn. And I think I can only imagine if you'd had 2 or 3 years as a tight end in our program.
Yes, sir.
That you would be probably talking to Notre Dame, or you'd be talking to some other schools too.
Yes,
but
sir.
Illinois is no slouch.
No.
You earned that when you went up there on that camp. You showed them what you could do.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that.
So besides the camp, did you do an actual official visit?
Yes, sir. So 2 weeks after the camp, when I was offered, I went back up. I think it was June 24th, maybe. I went back up for my official visit.
Okay.
And then I committed that Sunday. In Coach Bielema's office.
So you really haven't been on campus when, like, students are there or for a game or anything like that, right?
So I went in the Iowa game.
Oh, okay.
And it was a little cold, but it was nice. The atmosphere there is great. It gets loud in that stadium.
A little cold.
It was probably 35 with a little wind.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the game. So
Champaign is a beautiful campus. It's a beautiful place, and it can get chilly there.
Yes, sir, it can.
But you went to watch an Iowa game, which was a great game. Good. Again, I can't say how proud we all are of you going up there. And all these family members and friends you have here, my goodness, you got a troop of them out here. All one, this all family?
So most of it's family. Most of it's just close friends or football players too.
Yeah, you got that. Well, we want to wish you the best.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulating on graduating early, too.
Yeah,
that's no slouch either, man. Good job. Good job. Keyshawn Campbell.
Yes, sir.
What's up, buddy?
How you doing?
Pull that mic up to you a little bit so we can get the shout-outs. Yeah, there we go.
Man, I'm so proud of you.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, Troy. You and I talked in the middle of the season when we did our little interview, and you talked about Troy, and I know how you like Troy. And tell me why Troy is going to be the fit for you.
I feel like they don't underestimate people because of their size, and they feel like anybody can play. You just got to run around and get the ball. And that's what I like doing. I like to see the ball and get it.
Well, that's a good job. That's what a good linebacker will do, right? So.
Well, I always said about you during this season, you may be 5'11", and you may be 190 pounds, but you play 6'3", 240. That's how hard you played. And again, I see you is in college football, they got what they call a hybrid position, where you can play a spur, or you can cover. You have to cover tight ends, or you can be the linebacker, or you can come up and blitz.
Yes, sir.
They got that position now. A lot of schools are going to. And it's for the guy that's got a great speed and great athleticism, which you kind of fit right into with that. So you're going to enjoy Troy. I know you've been there, and I have too. I did a ball game one time with UCF up in Troy, and you feel like you're like small country, but it's a nice campus.
Oh, yeah.
The people were great, and it's neat. You're not have to worry about being in a big city and getting in a lot of trouble, huh? No, you stay out of trouble.
So when you talk to your coaches now at Troy, what are they saying? These are the things we feel like you got to work on. What are they telling you?
My read steps, like taking shorter steps, because usually when I'm in my stance, I'll come out with a wide lunge step, and that can get me off track. Just in case if they counter or something, that'll get me off track and I'll be stuck. But he's telling me to work on my short steps. Mostly my steps, I know the guard reads and stuff. I just got to get my plays down, and I'll be all right.
Well, that's what I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Your football IQ will start. You will get there, and again, Coach Mata came in. You only had him for 1 year.
Yes, sir.
But his style of play is very similar to what they do in the college level, and so what you learn now, you take it to this next level, and those coaches, your football IQ will climb. You will read things. You know, the one thing when I talk to coaches is what do you look for your linebacker? How fast they find the ball, how fast they can get their eyes on the ball, and how they don't take a lot of false steps. They don't make a lot of false moves. They don't, and they're not a half step behind. So all those things you'll learn up at Troy. I tell you the truth, I think that's a perfect fit.
Yes, sir.
For you. I think
Thank
you're gonna. I met your coach. He was at practice during the summer. You remember, or the spring?
Coach Bam?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
He came over here during the spring, and we were talking about you. And and he asked me a little bit about you, and I said, I'll tell you right now, he plays big, and he plays strong. And I said, that's the kind of guy you're going to like. He said, that's what we like about him. And he asked me, who else would you recommend? And I said, well, there any of these kids out there, but you got a junior named Kevin Pollock. That is a somebody you need to keep your eye on too, because he plays the game hard too.
Yes,
but they were so excited about having you, and I think it's great.
Feels good.
So when is it? What, January 6th or somewhere in there that
Yes,
you're going to
sir.
go up?
I'm pretty sure it should be January 6th. I'm gonna contact my coach today and figure that out, because I just finished through everything yesterday, so it should all come through today.
As far as your academics go, do you have any idea what you want to study?
No, sir. I'll figure that out my first year.
Yeah,
Hey,
absolutely.
don't rush it.
Yeah,
because
you don't have to rush that.
Mine changed 3 times. I started out not as a doctor.
Really?
But yeah, you can imagine that. But no, get up there and have fun.
Yeah.
You're gonna put on weight. You'll get stronger, and you're gonna, like I said, your IQ will just jump.
Yes, sir.
Because of the coaching, the film, everything they do, you're gonna have fun.
Yes, sir. I'm ready.
Keyshawn, thank you for giving us some special moments on the football field, my friend. It was a pleasure
sir.
watching you grow up and play and make some excellent plays out there.
Yes, sir.
And we're very proud of you because you're representing Vero Beach. But also, I'm very proud of you in the fact that you're graduating early. That's no
Yes,
small
sir.
feat, man.
And we're gonna miss number 3.
Yeah, we are. We are. You got to figure out who the next person is going to wear number 3. They're going to have to really bring it to the table here, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Well, congratulations.
yeah,
sir.
congratulations, my friend.
Thank you.
All right, that's Keyshawn Campbell heading to Troy, folks, as he has signed his letter of intent today. And we'll continue on here as it's National Signing Day. So a lot of different things are taking place here through the course of today. You know, not only will you have nationals, seniors from high school signing their letters, but there's a lot of activity that's taking place in the transfer portal. So it's just it's a hotbed right now.
It is, and it's when we finish here. My first thing is I'm flipping to UCF, see who all who we've signed.
Yep.
And then I'm going to flip to Florida State and see who they signed.
Yep.
And then I think it's those are my 2. I follow that, and then I go to the portal.
Yep.
I'll start watching, see who we bring into the portal. And, man, this guy coming in needs no
he's
introduction.
Last. He's certainly
needs
not the least by any stretch.
At all.
It's Kez D. Brown.
Kez, how you doing, buddy?
Doing good.
You know what I'm going to miss?
Yes,
just
sir.
calling your name.
Yes,
sir.
We may have to give somebody else your name just so I can call the name. I love it. Kesney Brown.
Yes, sir.
you
Gonna
know?
miss the way y'all said it in the games. Yes, sir.
Long Island University, man.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What do you like about the school?
Just everything. You know, they, off the rip, they gave a great family vibe. They treated me and my family like we were royalty, like they really wanted us to be there. You know, I really believe in what they are trying to accomplish. The coaches, they all coached at bigger programs, played at bigger programs, so they know what it looks like, feels like, what it takes to be a winner, to be successful, and to just be a great athlete. And I think that they're going to put me in a position to really dominate their program.
What position?
I'm going to be playing the same thing here, defensive tackle,
All right.
and whatever else they need me to play.
Nice.
Well, the one thing you'll find out, and they'll tell you this too, is that when you get up there, you'll get into a weightlifting.
Yes, sir.
And I mean, college weightlifting is nothing like high school
Yes, sir.
weightlifting. Randy Bethel does a great job.
Right.
But there, man, they got you for, they got different strength coaches.
Yes, sir.
They work on flexibility. They work on anything that can help you to make you a better football player. But the one thing you're going to learn more than anything else, and I tell all you guys, is that your football IQ
Yes, sir.
will rise.
Right.
I'm going to tell you because they'll teach you how you got to fill a gap. A gap's important. The cardinal sin is that if you don't get into the gap and you leave a gap open, running back will go through it and go right
sir.
by you for 5 or 6 yards, and you'll learn all those little things, how to keep edge if you're doing a twist,
Yes, sir.
stunt. You're gonna have more fun learning, and then you're gonna be when it starts executing it, you see it out there, then all of a sudden you're gonna go, oh man, this is fun.
Yes, sir.
This is fun. That first sack, you're gonna come flying around that end if you do a twist, or if you beat that guard coming off, or they're trying to run a trap on you, and you feel it, you sense it, you plug that, and you make a big play. You see those guys jump up
Yes, sir.
in a game. Well, you're going to be doing that too. You
Yes,
already
sir.
do that.
You already know it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. You already know it. Yes, sir.
Kez, you went last week, I think
Yes,
it was,
sir.
for your official visit.
Yes, sir.
And you still decided with Long Island after going up there in the cold.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. The cold played a little bit of role in it, but I saw more of the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Yes,
well,
sir.
that's cool, man.
What did you like about the university itself?
Really, what I really liked is in New York they have like a lot of like underground stuff, like basements and like all that type of stuff like that. Like a lot of the campus is underground. I thought that was actually pretty cool. Like just seeing so much below the surface. You know.
Yeah.
I think that was pretty cool.
Wow.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
That's cool.
That's in what, Brookville?
Yes, sir.
And that's on the island.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. How far are you from the city?
About 20-25 minutes,
Okay.
Yes,
so
sir.
you're far enough away.
but close enough
But
to get
quick
there.
enough.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
sir.
Well, maybe the smartest move you've made is that you're waiting till the summer before you
Right.
transfer up there.
Yes, sir.
So it won't be cold weather, won't be bad weather, it'll be
Right.
really nice weather, so you can get acclimated. So,
Yes, sir.
with these other guys heading up north in the cold weather, maybe not such a smart move.
Yeah, it's going to hit them like a train, but yeah, I get a little
telling
more
you.
time to stay here, get in some work with Coach B, and just develop myself more as a D lineman and make sure I'm ready to get up there when I'm up there.
Get with your coach, and again, I say this to you: get with your coach. Let him give you what he needs for you to do
Yes, sir.
to get ready for the summer.
Definitely.
And be ready and be in good shape, and mentally and physically.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
Hey, I'm gonna miss him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss
me
you
too.
both as well.
I'm gonna miss
Yeah,
5-0, man. I'm gonna miss it.
Yes, sir.
We've had
Congratulations,
fun.
buddy.
We've had
Thank you,
fun.
sir.
All right.
Congratulations.
Thank you,
to
thank you.
All right. Thanks, Kez. All right. Well, that's going to do it for us, folks. It's been a fun time being up here for National Signing Day here and watching these young men, take the next step in their future lives here as they move on to their respective schools, and we'll see how it goes. It's been a pleasure. I want to thank Jay Kendall, our video director, for all his hard work here today, and along with Gary Paris, I'm Paul Tipton. We want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and we'll see you very soon. As always, go Indians.